Welcome back to Nixon Lane. Tim Wilkes and Jenny Pratt taking you through this D2 matchup, our first semifinal of the day. San Antonio taking on Fort Worth. 17-6 your score right now. The boys from San Antonio. D2 matchup between San Antonio and Fort Worth. Fort Worth in the green are able to take this one off the top. Strong contest from San Antonio, but they're able to retain possession there off the kick. Kick this one up over the top. Stays in touch. Secured nicely there by Bailey. Bailey back in the hands of Ackerman. They'll swing it all the way across the pitch. Here to Shuma. Shuma, with a little offload. Off the hands, knocked on. Advantage being played back for Fort Worth. They return the favor with a knock-on of their own. No advantage gain, so we'll come back to the first knock-on. Scrum down for Fort Worth.
Yeah, it's just an unlucky knock there from Shuma to Strank, right? Looking for that unnecessary offload. We saw a little bit of it down here earlier on in this first half. Hopefully San Antonio has an opportunity to clean that up for themselves later on this game. But Fort Worth with a nice opportunity to put some more points on the board here with this big midfield scrum.
Yeah, they were down 20-6 just moments ago. They're able to get within 7 here and striking distance to tie this one up now. About 5 minutes left to play here in the first half. Let's see if the boys from Cowtown have another response. Through the hands they go, and another burst through. Beautifully done as they take closer right inside the 22-meter line. Nice little offload, and Fort Worth continue to move forward. That was Jackson with the huge burst through to put Fort Worth in opportunity now. They're able to retain possession just outside the 22-meter line. Nice strong run there through the pack. They've got another group of forwards here, but this one goes off the hands, and so we'll have a scrum down for San Antonio. Unfortunate there for Fort Worth.
Yeah, Fort Worth was playing really well in that chaos initially, trying to settle back into their structure. Just an unlucky knock on that second pod there. So
we've seen some good, strong scrums here from San Antonio. Not a whole lot of power or pressure coming back on the other side there from Fort Worth. Been pretty steady for the most part. And they get another nice stable platform to work from. Taking it off the back again. The big 8-man Rackley breaks through the gain line. Possible high tackler there. And Myers saw it and give an opportunity now for San Antonio to switch the pitch.
It's about the 4th high tackle call I believe we've had so far against Fort Worth. They really need to work on getting those tackles a little bit lower. That penalty count's gonna bite them in the end.
Able to find touch. Justin Hale, our AR there on the far side. So an opportunity, just a few minutes left here in the first half. Let's see if San Antonio can extend their lead. They've been dangerous off these lineouts throughout the day.
Nice positioning here for for San Antonio. That tall line out.
Big take from Big Bastion up top. That front pod has been money throughout the match. This time they'll get it through the forward pack. Strank throws one off. Nice little offload. Finds his support. There goes Rackley through the middle of the pitch. Tries to roll forward. Does not release. Time off here. As Joe Meyer going to have a talk with his AR just to make sure. But right on the edge of the try line. I don't know if they got through, though.
I don't know. That was wild. What a run from Strank and great support from Rackley.
Looked like Rackley had enough pace there, but a tackle from behind brought him down just inches away.
I thought for sure he was in.
That initial burst, it looked like he had it, but strong defense came back. And Rackley out of the woodlands.
We're going to give the try.
Gets it in. They're going to go penalty try. Penalty try, so a possible maybe high tackle or something there as he was trying to get it over. Yellow card awarded there. That takes our score now with the 7 points right off the bat. We'll have 27-13 in favor of San Antonio. didn't see the exact penalty call there, but it had to be some sort of
something in the contact.
Yeah.
I'm not fully sure what it was.
Dangerous
there.
tackle or something.
I think what we saw was two Fort Worth players going for the same tackle. I think it looked like a high-low attempt. Maybe the high was just a bit too high.
Well, good job there from Joe Meyer, conversing with his AR, getting the right call. But it's a tough one there for Fort Worth, as again, that extends the lead back to 14 points, 27-13. This one not going to find the full 10. So we'll have an option here for a scrum down or a re-kick, and San Antonio will take the scrum.
Good option by San Antonio here. We've got about 30 seconds left in the half. San Antonio scrums have been strong. They have some good attacking set piece plays in the backs outside of that. So smart choice to go ahead and play it here. Wind down the clock with ball in hand.
And if you're Coach Cliff Davidson, you got to be happy with this first half. 27 points on the board against a tough Fort Worth squad. Strong scrum again. Nice and easy. And it's Rackley again. Takes it off the back. There's a kick over there from Ackerson. It's going to trickle out into touch. But just enough time on the clock still here for one more play.
Yeah, I don't think that was quite the kick he was hoping to get off of his boot there. He was eyeing all the space in the backfield. Just a bit of a turn, I think, off the outside of his foot there.
Fort Worth's been pretty good in the lineouts, mostly going against this back pod here. Nice long throw again, beautifully done there from Rodriguez, but it's San Antonio that are able to tap it back. Into the hands now of Seguin. Seguin tosses this one back. They lose a few, and a big tackle from Fort Worth kind of cleans this one up. San Antonio here in the final play of the first half. Look to tack some more points up on the board through the hands of Shuma. Here to the near side. They try to keep moving around. Shuma's just going to kick this one across. They're back deep, though, ready to recover. Tormond into contact. Takes it nice here on the near side. Support arrived cleanly. They're able to keep this one moving. Fort Worth now with the opportunity if they can get through. Shuma right on top of it. Just missed the ball, though. And so it's the boys from Cowtown still in possession here. Looking to cut into this 14-point lead for San Antonio.
Yeah, that kick from Shuma really turned over possession. Fort Worth doing a great job here now to maintain.
David Phillips with the poach, able to pick it up. Nice little offload. Back into the hands here for the try scorer, Brunette. He almost goes into touch, tosses it back in just before, but now we've got an opportunity for Fort Worth. They scoop this one up. Tremond still with ball in hand, but loses it forward himself. Wild stuff here. Rackley takes it into contact. And San Antonio takes a bit of a breather here. They'll just tap this one out. Time was off, and they'll take a 27-13 point lead into the halftime break. We'll take a quick break ourselves. It's been fun. Tim Wilkes and Jenny Pratt with you. We'll come back here for the second half in a few. 17. So Jenner, Bennett.
We're good. Let's go.
Welcome back here to Nixon Lane, home of the Austin Huns. We are ready to get the second half started here in this D2 semifinal matchup between Fort Worth taking on San Antonio. Right now is a big advantage, 27-13 in favor of San Antonio. They take this one nicely off the top, and it's going to be Shuma right through the defense. Beautiful little offload again, as he has done throughout the match. They try to do one more, but this one just goes forwards. And it'll be Fort Worth here with possession off the scrum. And as we get back into this second half of action, again, Tim Wilkes with Jenny Pratt. And Jenny, we are both playing with 14 men on the pitch at the moment. We had a yellow card here for Fort Worth. They've got us about 7 minutes on that, but we had a red card about 8 minutes into the first half on San Antonio. That did not deter them. They scored 3 tries after that, and they're still on top here by 14.
Yeah, both of those cards coming from high tackle penalties. Just really messy stuff initially on here, but been a very exciting game so far.
Fort Worth definitely has the athletes to make it happen still here. Couldn't get it out as quick as they wanted there. Back into contact they go. Good run there from Armenta.
Nice counter ruck from San Antonio.
They're able to disrupt it enough to get it out of there. Just going to have to take this one back in. Big, powerful run yet again there from Poindexter.
Yeah, we'll play the knock.
Play the
knock
initial.
and the breakdown there from Fort Worth, I believe.
You got it. No advantage gain, so it'll be a scrum down back to San Antonio.
That disrupt at the counter ruck there by San Antonio is what caused that knock on from Fort Worth. Weren't able to capitalize on the advantage, so we'll have the scrum here.
It's Fort Worth in the first half, just one try, a couple of penalty kicks that went up through for them. But again, San Antonio with those late 3 tries, able to extend the lead here to 14. This one blows up completely. We're going to have a scrum down back again. Back for San Antonio.
Missed the hands on that call there.
Whole thing just kind of seemed to move stagnantly to the side there, so we'll have it again. Cagle again with the put in.
Wonder if we'll see this 8-pick that San Antonio's been putting on display today.
You called it. Rackley has been dominant back there, but this time through the hands here to Schumann, and they'll use that 10-mile-an-hour wind or so, but this one off the mark. Bit of an angle to it, and is Fort Worth able to scoop this one up at full pace? They'll take it all the way through. Ackerman, the only one back on defense for San Antonio, but it's Fort Worth taking it all the way in and awarded the try.
That's the second time Bailey's had opportunity with ball in hand and space in front of him. His pace is really starting to shine for this Fort Worth side. Bright scrum cap, gotta show it off. Gotta wear that, you gotta be fast.
Strong work, and then that one, just an error there off of Shuma. That kick, wanted to send it deep, you know it. Used that wind at his back, just went off the side of the foot. Ended up being a nice, easy bounce. He was able to take it at full pace, and with that speed, he was strolling all the way in for the first try of the second half for Fort Worth.
Yeah, Fort Worth seems to be struggling when they're setting up their own attack structure, but they're playing very well off cleanup, messy ball out here.
Zach White setting up for his, he had, again, 2 penalty kicks earlier. 3 for 3 on the day. As this one falls off, we'll have another opportunity. A little bit of time left, says our referee.
We keep mentioning the wind out here. There it is.
Starting to pick up a little bit, but beautiful day. About 75 degrees. That wind is welcome down here in Austin, Texas, anytime.
Not a cloud in the sky. Oh,
and this one off the mark, no good, it looks like. Although, did not see flags go up, but we seem to be coming back here to the center of the pitch. And so, come back here, 18-27 the score. Down by 9 here is Fort Worth. Still plenty of time in the second half, though, to get back into it.
Yeah, And that nudge in the wind off that far side with your right-footed kicker really can be challenging. Looks like it just pushed outside of the uprights.
Behind you.
Come on, Ian. Let's go.
He's got one. You're good. You're good.
Cagle will set up here for the kick. Again, Cagle out of San Marcos, Texas. Just moved over in the last couple of years here to San Antonio. The nice high boot sends it inside the 22-meter line for Fort Worth, and they'll run this one out themselves. Able to retain possession there off the back of the ruck. Setting up a pod here for the forwards. They're hit right at the gain line, didn't make much there. Now they'll send it out to the backs here on the near side of the pitch. Back into Bailey again. Finds the final runner, but lands into touch off the mark there. I think it might have been knocked on too. Possibly a choice here for San Antonio if they want the line out of the scrum.
That's our guy LaFranchi out here on this wing. Led just a little bit too much from Bailey. Unlucky knock on. Looks like San Antonio is going to choose the option for the line out here. That tall line out, we've seen it all day, Wilkes. It's been incredible. They really like to use this front pod with those 4 and 5 combo together.
Ben Bastian here, number 5, with 18 years of experience, shows off all of that right there. Now they're able to get it back into the hands. Here the big 8-man right through the teeth of the defense. Strong run, but Rackley just couldn't find the offload there. Believe it did go forwards, and we will call this one back there. Knock on from San Antonio and a scrum down back to Fort Worth inside their own 22-meter line.
Now that initial line break from Rackley was looking really good. That unnecessary offload in contact, though, just proved to be a little bit too much for our San Antonio to hold on to. Seems like field conditions are still a little damp from this morning and the rain we've had this past week, so could still be playing a factor out there.
Not the first time we've had San Antonio with just getting a little too aggressive with those offloads. They've been fantastic throughout the match, but you live by the sword and die by the sword, and here it's going to be a scrum down back to Fort Worth. They'll take this one off the back, go weak side out to Bailey.
Oh, Bailey's alone.
4 San Antonio defenders right there. They'll go in for the poach, but support arrives beautifully there, cleans them out nicely. And Fort Worth taking it there, flat-footed a bit, able to reach back, get through to the gain line again. And look for a kick here. Got to keep this one in touch. We're able to do so. Secured nicely here for San Antonio. Bring it back into the center of the pitch. Ackerman back with it. Gets denied. Strong tackle from Fort Worth to prevent him from going over midfield. They're going to take their time with it, but not rolling away is going to be the call as a Fort Worth player was caught inside. Cagle with the quick tap, gets through the defense over the 22-meter line. Nicely done into the hands of Yancey. Yancey already with 1 try on the day. Back in with Phillips, goes right through the teeth of the defense. Still on his feet, 3 onto the deck. Finally, he goes down about 5 meters out. San Antonio keeps it inside. Alvarado, the big prop, inches their way forward a little bit more. This one pops out. Cagle's going to send it back here to the near side. 2-on-1 break, and they're able to take it all the way through. Ackerson with the try. Brunette sucked in the defense and spun it out for 5 more for San Antonio.
These power runners out here for San Antonio, they really are doing them so many favors. We've seen Phillips break the line numerous times today. Really nice forward pod work there. A little nervous for a moment there when Alvarado ran alone, but great support to clean up, catch up with him. Bounce back was a bit of an interesting choice, but we saw the nice 2-on-1 on that outside there for the finish.
Exactly. It's the second time we've seen the forwards kind of break apart that gain line, get that defense back in shambles, and they are able to secure possession on the outside and score yet again. This one extends their lead now 32-18 the score. Back to a 14-point lead.
We're about 50 minutes into the match so far.
So Fort Worth should be back to full strength at this point. So that's San Antonio with their 4th try of the match with a man down. Again, if you're just joining us, 8 minutes into the match, we had a tackle here for San Antonio. High tackle.
Ooh.
This one off the mark. Cagle cannot convert. But again, with 14 minutes, San Antonio with a big lead here. 18-32, up by 14.
Should be 15 players on for green and 14 for black.
So we get it.
14 on black? 14 black. Okay, we can go. Time on. Those are the subs that just got made.
So White will get us restarted here. This one just inside the touchline. It's secured beautifully here by San Antonio in a burst over midfield. Into contact they go now. Ennis with a huge run with a nice take was able to catch it at full speed and burst right through the defense. Now they've got some numbers there on the outside, but this one just gets knocked on. Pass there from Shuma. Left the receiver a bit flat-footed, dropped it forward. And so Fort Worth was facing some pressure there, but they'll be able to have a scrum down here and find an exit strategy inside their own half.
Looks like Fort Worth flooding some subs in this second half, hoping for some fresh legs.
And we'll see if those fresh legs come to fruition later, because again, San Antonio playing with 14 guys, they're going to have to do it for a full 72 minutes with 14 chasing them around out here. They've got the 14-point lead now, but the big advantage there for Fort Worth is going to keep this one close throughout.
Yeah, Fort Worth can maintain possession of the ball and really try to stretch the defense. Those gaps will open up somewhere with San Antonio being down one man. So we'll have a rescrum here.
Yeah, just not quite the most stable platform there on the last one, so our referee Meyer blew that one up, and we'll reset. Put in here for Larson for Fort Worth. No real drive back against. Scrums have been mostly stable. No real dominant force inside for either team. Skip pass up over the top, and Bailey again just couldn't hit his target. Go out at the touch.
We've been calling him Bailey all day. I apologize. His name is it is 15. Jackson, excuse me. Jackson's wearing 15 with the brightly colored scrum cap out there. Yeah, second time we've seen him do that today. Looking just for a little bit too much on the outside.
And talking with Coach Mike Sexton, he said Jackson was one of their speedsters, about the fastest guy they've got, and we've seen that in spades here today. But right now it's San Antonio, again, playing with 14, going right through the teeth of the defense with strength. Still on his feet here, over the 22-meter line. They'll pick and go. Phillips makes at least 5 meters every single time he touches the ball. We'll come back. Offsides was the call. Looks like he lost that one in there. No advantage game, but San Antonio with an opportunity with a possibly extend it here with some with a penalty, and that's what they'll go with, looking to knock another 3 up on the board.
Yeah, Fort Worth's been a little bit slow to retreat off of that offsides line. Couple calls against them today. I think this is the third offsides call we've had in this particular area that San Antonio is going to look to capitalize on with the penalty kick.
But Phillips not all power there. He saw that opening and was able to cause that penalty just off of his work rate. Yeah, good stuff.
He's a runner. He's looking for all of that space that he can possibly get, taking in as many defenders as he can for his team. Really, really doing his job very well out there in the number 3 jersey.
So it'll be Walker Cagle. The opportunity to extend the lead. 32-18 your score. Over midway through this second half, into crunch time now. The kick here will make it a 3-score game for San Antonio. Cagle, nice and smooth, knocks it through the uprights and extends their lead. 35-18 your score.
Yeah, we're about 13 and a half minutes into this second half. Pretty exciting stuff so far, as we've seen.
So it's been San Antonio working hard here in the second half. Both teams with a try. But that last conversion gives them the 17-point lead. They're able to retain possession just outside the 22-meter line off of the kick. But a strong post that Fort Worth were able to get their hands on the ball. They'll tap quickly and look to attack. Oh, they may have turned it back over again. Looks like San Antonio were able to get their hands on it, but they did not retreat 10 meters off that last penalty. Joe Meyer dings him with that one. And so about just outside the 20-meter line, down by 18 or by 17 here. They'll quick tap and they'll try to punch it in here for 5.
Good run there by John Rodriguez. Sucking in a couple San Antonio defenders.
San Antonio's defensive line holds strong there on the far side of the pitch, and it looks like they ripped it out of there on the tackle, earned themselves the penalty, not releasing. So San Antonio all over the ball, and strong defense has been fantastic here with 14 guys in the second half.
San Antonio's really been looking for that poach opportunity a lot this game. Early on, Fort Worth was able to stop that by really hitting that seal pretty good and clearing out that initial poacher. But, you know, just unlucky this time. San Antonio managed to get their hands in there and have the opportunity to kick for a lineout.
This one's going to hit the wind. Lands in touch before trickling out, but a huge kick flips the pitch here for San Antonio. And we'll give Fort Worth a line out at their own 10-meter line.
Wow, what a nice kick that we had there from Cagle. Really, the wind at his back doing him a lot of favors, getting that ball all the way down here just inside half.
So now San Antonio, they're able to again, they've been better with those line outs than Fort Worth today, and they show that strength here yet again. Big tackle, a little bit around the neck, possibly coming in from the side there. Meyer sees that one. Easy call, and it'll be a penalty again here for San Antonio.
Yeah, just a little too eager there from Fort Worth. Just a silly penalty, looking for opportunities where they weren't quite there. We're going to kick for touch here.
That was number 21, Martinson. Just came in that substitution position. Looking to be an impact sub, a little too aggressive there, though. And San Antonio marches their way down the field here with the line out. Again, they have been so good going with this front jumper, hitting the big number 5, Bastion.
Just as good with our sub here for San Antonio. Ennis coming in for Point Dexter.
Big sit-down hit there. Coretti, I think that was there for San Antonio. Knocks down one defender. Cagle with a little spin move off the pick and go. With 14 after that red card at the 8-minute mark of this match. Look at that strength. Even with 7, they're still able to retain possession beautifully. Get it in the hands of Shuma. Shuma with the nice little
line
pass. With little rumble through. There goes Coretti again. Half sub. He's had a couple of good runs for him. Offside. So he can call. 15 meters out. See what Cagle decides to do.
That extra roll from Coretti really gave the San Antonio supporting players an opportunity to get to that breakdown. A nice quick ball option, caught all of the Fort Worth defenders offsides there. Gonna look for the penalty kick from Cagle.
I think this is the right thing to do. Slow things down. Playing with 14. Let's give everybody a little bit of a breather here. Let water come on for a quick sec before they get it off here. Get a live ball if Cagle misses. About 50% on the day here for Walker.
Nice mic on it. Live.
Sounds good. Ackerson with the ball takes it into contact here for San Antonio. Welcome back to Field 2 here at Nixon Lane, home of the Austin Huns. We've got the D2 semifinal matchup. It's Fort Worth able to take this one off the side. Offsides is going to be the call. And we'll have a penalty again here for San Antonio. Last kick no good, but it looks like they're going to have another opportunity here for it.
Tough work rate here from Fort Worth. These offsides calls really starting to get out of hand for them. Just allowing San Antonio the opportunity to put points on the board with only 14 men on the field. Nice option to kick for that line out. As we know, their lineouts today have been very strong. We'll see what they do here.
I think we saw one attempt at a maul early on, kind of fell apart on them.
Yeah, Fort Worth shut that down real quick.
But we'll see what they've got up their sleeve here. Usually it's just a four-man line out. They look to go full now.
So maybe we will see a maul.
But again, taken right off the top.
There it is.
Big Bastion with it. Fort Worth kind of getting involved, but it's still there at the back.
What a lovely rolling maul. Very good recycle.
Starting to move a little bit sideways here. Still in hand. They're going to have to bring this one back and have it presentable off of this maul.
Advantage.
But not coming out of there. We're going to have a penalty here. It looks like they may have gotten offsides in that maul, Fort Worth.
San Antonio doing a really good job to recycle that ball in the maul. Really smart rugby being played out there right now by those forwards. They're going to take the scrum, which we know has been successful for them all day.
The call from Meyer there that Fort Worth just came unbound in the maul, just kind of swimming through that maul, illegally so. And it's San Antonio taking that scrum yet again. Again, they've doing this with 7 guys in that scrum. They've got their full back line here out to the right, ready to attack. Up now 35-18. San Antonio, it's going to be Rackley off the back again. Little offload possibly went forward there. Maybe a high tackle here. We'll see what Meyer has.
Can't quite see the hands yet.
Time off.
Possibly giving an option here for Fort Worth, but we see looks like we will have a penalty. A scrum down here is going to be the final call here for San Antonio. All day we've seen Ryan Rackley out of the Woodlands, also played for the Austin Blacks previously. Rackley is a dominant force from that 8-man spot.
They have a full scrum. We're playing down a wing.
Okay. Cagle with the put in again. San Antonio able to drive a little here using that power. Rackley's going to pick this one up, give it to Cagle. Cagle finds the charging Coretti. Coretti through the defense and gets in. Talk about an impact sub. Coretti with 3 big line-breaking runs and gets it down for another 5 for San Antonio.
Yeah, great ball, though, from Shuma out to him, though, to put him into space, really led him with that nice pass. Good run over the line, just barreling through. He's doing his job well today, and he knows it.
Coretti, one time playing with the Gilgronis, also with the Blacks as well, moving over here to San Antonio as they've got all sorts of athleticism coming off the bench now. Even with 14, they continue to pull away. 42-18 now. Or excuse me, it'll be 40. Let's see if Cagle can boot this one through.
I see him.
Cagle with the conversion, knocks that through, and so that does take us to 42-18 now.
Okay, get 60.
right now?
Yes.
Go.
A couple of substitutions coming on here for San Antonio. So we have Mogalan coming in with that number 20. Also a change with the props. Alvarado coming off. And it will be Terry Murphy coming into the match here for San Antonio.
We're just over halfway through this second half. Lots of subs coming on for both sides now. San Antonio really starting to flood the field with fresh legs.
This time a shorter kick. Fort Worth was able to put a lot of pressure onto it. They were able to secure possession nicely. Off the hands and now back on the charge. Shuma comes up though with a big tackle. Stops him right at the center of the pitch, holding him up a bit. Turns into a maul that's got to be presented now. It is not presented nicely off the maul. Good job by San Antonio in particular. That was Shuma. Got his hands on it. Took it back to deck as that maul disintegrated and earned his squad a scrum down here for San Antonio.
Nice work by Shuma. He's had a pretty good day today. A little bit unlucky off the boot a couple times, but overall really good performance so far from him. Really giving his team a bit of favor here with this penalty in their yellow zone.
Don't forget, folks, we still have 3 more matches after this one on deck here for you all the way until 4 p.m. The big D1 matchup between the Blacks and the Reds should be a fun one here this afternoon. But right now we've got plenty more D2 action. Blacks taking on Hurt on the pitch behind us as well. But right here it's San Antonio all on top of Fort Worth as they look to take it a little bit further. Here comes
Brunette again.
He's been a beast out here on the wing with power. That ball was out, says the referee. Good pressure here from Fort Worth. They send all sorts of troops in to try and secure possession. They're unable to do so. They came in off their feet, and it's San Antonio. They're able to get this one with the penalty.
Yeah, just a little bit diving there from Fort Worth. Give San Antonio another opportunity with ball in hand. These penalties against Fort Worth really have been creating a lot of problems for them defensively, creating too many turnover opportunities for San Antonio.
Tried to get aggressive there, but again, coming in full speed, just couldn't keep their feet in the ruck. They're able to find touch or San Antonio using that wind to their advantage. They'll take it about 25 meters out here with another attacking line out.
Lovely clearance there by Cagle to about the 22, it looks like. Nice attacking position for San Antonio. Was nice to see them all for a second time this game. We'll see if they hit that pod, though. Yep.
Seguin again back into Bastion, and they quickly get it out. Here comes Phillips in the back line. There goes one down. Beautiful little offload to keep things moving. There to Rackley. Rackley actually took it into contact here. Will slow things down here for San Antonio, but it's Fort Worth. They were able to get their hands on the ball, earn themselves the penalty. They'll go quick as they look to get back into this match. All the way to the outside they go. Try score. Jackson gets his hands on it. We're going to come back with the penalty here.
Yep. Time off. You got a black player down behind you.
You have an injured San Antonio player. Looks like Phillips, who has been all over the pitch from that prop position. Here playing with 14 guys. Might need a breather, and they'll look to send one in here for him.
He really has had one heck of a shift so far this game. Multiple line breaks, multiple opportunities to set his team up for success. He has done his job very well at that number 3 position. We've said it once, we'll definitely say it again. Just an unlucky slow support line from Pescatello. We saw Phillips hit Rackley. Rackley looking for Pescatello, but Pescatello slow to the breakdown. That penalty turnover put us in the position we're in now.
Rob Walker takes up to the pitch here in place of Phillips, as we did have a knock on there, so we'll have a scrum down back to San Antonio again. Still a big lead here, 42-18 your score. as it's been. We did have one try for Fort Worth here in the second half, but San Antonio has really taken a stranglehold of this match.
It's been a really good game so far, though, right? Some of these opportunities that San Antonio has really seem to most of them seem to be based off of the penalties that Fort Worth is allowing, right? Just some slow play here from Fort Worth on that offsides line, sloppy high tackle calls. Really what is giving the San Antonio side such a strong advantage.
This time we get our first huge push there for Fort Worth. Good extension to be able to come in and secure possession without knocking it on, and Fort Worth have numbers here on the outside. Good little offload, but this one's going to be dropped forward. It just could not retain possession there, knocked on by the wing.
That was some nice ball movement from Fort Worth, though. We haven't really had an opportunity to see their backs play with the ball in hand too much. It's been a lot of San Antonio show today. So great to see those backs in that line. Looks like Ennis was hoping that, who was that, 21? Looks like Martinson was looking for Whistler to hit that inside line just a little bit shorter than he was. Just some miscommunication there from Fort Worth, creating that knock-on opportunity for San Antonio.
Yeah, that's really about the third time we've seen that here in the second half, though, trying to get that last final pass out to the wing just off the mark, and we just haven't seen enough phases strung together here from Fort Worth. It's San Antonio that are able to constantly break the gain line, and they had most of the possession as we have our second big push here from Fort Worth, and they're able to get the penalty. There's the quick tap. This one was kind of knocked on a little bit there. A little bit of skirmish arises. They weren't back 10, but it wasn't taken cleanly, so no real penalty there, but it will be an opportunity now. They'll slow it down. White will use the boot. Nope, just a quick tap, and he'll look to spin it outside. Air to Jackson. Jackson, the try scorer. Gets steps by one, finally taken down about 35 meters out. And it's San Antonio. Got their hands on it and earned themselves another penalty.
Those poaching penalties, that's about the third or fourth one we've seen so far. Earlier on in the first half, Fort Worth was able to prevent those by being just a little late to the breakdown, but doing a great job of clearing out those jackal attempts. But we'll see San Antonio kick it into touch for a line out just beyond the halfway line.
Under 10 minutes now, and San Antonio looking to punch their ticket to the finals. They got stopped in this round last year, back in 2022, but this team is full of guys that know what it's like to take home a Red River Rugby Conference Championship. They did so back in 2018, and they are in position here, but it's Fort Worth looking strong off the line out. Looks like they've been able to secure possession there, made a few meters out of it as well. Taken down right at the gain line here, eventually.
Haven't seen a lot of errors from San Antonio in their own line out. Really interesting to see. Ooh.
Nice little move, but again, that final pass just off the mark, the fourth time here in the second half, and that's really where they have not been able to cash in.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication there again, but like I said, really exciting stuff to see Fort Worth having ball in hand. San Antonio doesn't usually create many errors, at least not this match so far, on that line out. So that quick pickup opportunity from Fort Worth was a little rare gem this afternoon.
I like the strategy, using the outside flanks, because with 14 guys, it's going to be tough for San Antonio to get there, but they just have not been able to retain possession enough to really be able to move them around and find those gaps in the defense.
No, but their subs have been doing them a lot of favors in the scrum area. Much more contestable this half.
Brandon Ennis takes that one cleanly off the top as he came in for Bastion. And Ennis did well there. And it's San Antonio still in possession. Cagle takes this one off the back, and Shuma will send it deep with a huge kick.
Wow.
It's going to take him, probably land out into touch, about 8 meters out.
What a kick.
Huge kick, flips the pitch completely and gives San Antonio an opportunity to punch this one in again, or at least put a lot of pressure here on Fort Worth, who is down big.
Yeah, it was a nice clearance kick from Shuma there. Looks like we're beyond the 22. Nice opportunity for San Antonio to play with ball in hand in their own green zone.
About this area last time, they did go with the driving maul. Looks like they'll send in the full pack for this one again.
Oh, here we go.
Up into the hands, they'll just tap this one back. Again, Ennis with a nice jump there.
Oh,
Beautiful
lovely.
pass. Beautiful offload there to the charging fullback. They're able to take it all the way in there through Ackerson. Got their hands back on it. Ackerson still involved with it. Gets into it. Back up to his feet. Did well to retain possession there. Beautifully done by Ackerson. That was an opportunity for Fort Worth, but it's San Antonio. Back ball in hand again. Namasaka takes a charge here for San Antonio into the hands of the big fella Brunette. Gets it all the way outside. Use of speed there. Able to retain possession just inside the touchline.
Bono out there with that nice run. Not rolling call from against Fort Worth.
They'll go with the quick tap, punch it in close, and they're given the try. San Antonio, another big try as they continue to pull away with 14 guys here in the second half.
Really, it all came off the line out, right? Not exactly the line out that San Antonio probably wanted. They sent all their forwards in, which led us to assume they probably were going to have them all. Bit messy off the top, back to Shuma. What a great line we had in that back play, though. That ball out the back really was just some textbook stuff. Lovely ball into space. Feel like we could have maybe seen the try a phase or two earlier if support had stayed a little bit further out wide, but all in all, great opportunity from San Antonio. They did great to settle themselves back down, play their structure, and see it over the try line.
Strong work for the boys from San Antonio as they continue to pull away here in the second half. 47-18 your score. And we sat a 14-point match, 27-13 at halftime. And it's been all San Antonio. Fort Worth did get a try early in the second half, but since then, 3 tries in a row here for San Antonio RFC. Big kick from Walker Cagle is through, uses that wind all the way from the corner, strikes it home, and extend their lead now 49-18 in favor from San Antonio.
Cagle really has had a golden boot all day today. Most of these penalty kicks and conversions are him. Really nice clearance on his kicks for touch as well. Very exciting stuff from the number 9.
Fort Worth, who again had the lead 3-0 to start this one off before San Antonio started putting those tries up on the board.
Oh, that's a nice poach.
Almost had it. You called it, though. They're able to get their hands on it. It looked like White may have been able to get that poach, earn themselves the penalty. White with the quick tap, swings it all the way to the outside. Again, really phenomenal defense, though, from San Antonio, holding their line. But again, they get dinged here for not being back 10. Play continuing to push forward a little bit there.
That's the third, I think, not 10 call against San Antonio when retreating for the penalty.
Time off, Dan.
Really just...
Fort Worth has done a good job with those quick taps to put them in precarious positions, but they've got an opportunity here. Again, only 1 try here in the second half. As the boys from Cowtown look to punch another one in.
Yeah, our ref should have a chat with San Antonio at this point. Numerous penalties surrounding offsides and not retreating 10 on that penalty. Good to have a conversation.
Asking for a second player as well. We might see a card.
Uh-oh. There it is. That is against Ryan Rackley, the number 8. He's had a great game today.
Looks like Rackley will stay in there. Can't quite see the number here coming off for San Antonio, but they'll be down to 13, so a 2-man disadvantage here in the last few minutes.
What is his number?
Down by 29. Bit too much of a deficit to get through here, possibly here for Fort Worth.
No, get sent off. Get sent off. He's good.
So they'll make a substitution here, but a tap here And it's a big burst right up the gut. Big, powerful play here from Fort Worth as they're going to try and muscle this one across. Got it close. Held up at the moment. Finally gets down to deck, and Fort Worth going to have to clean this one out. They earn themselves the penalty. They'll go quick yet again, or try to. They've got numbers there on the far side. Big skip all the way to Jackson. Jackson tries to use the power, reaches across. And we'll have a conversation. Puentes is going to talk here with Meyer. And it's a try awarded. Fort Worth able to get all the way across. Big time try, just what they needed to get a little bit closer here in this match.
Yeah, San Antonio down to 13 players now. I apologize earlier, it's Bueno here. He is the one that received the yellow card. So San Antonio down to 13. Really having to work hard to contest against this newly ignited Fort Worth side. Really displaying some grit this second half.
Definitely did. They showed the power there on that last one. Got it in close. And then a beautiful skip pass, as you said, all the way outside to Jackson. Used those long arms to stretch across and get his second try of the match.
Yeah, Jackson's really been on fire, but that pass was a little bit back. But, a skip tee was always pretty fun to see out here.
Cagle sends this one deep yet again inside the 22-meter line, and we've seen difficulties for Fort Worth taking them off the top. That's probably about the third or fourth time they've let that one hit the deck. And an opportunity, it will retain possession. That one landed in touch. But again, Fort Worth going to have to find another exit strategy outside of their own end.
Yeah, early on, knock-ons off of the kickoffs were really problematic for Fort Worth. San Antonio able to capitalize on those high kicks here. Get to see it again.
He might go back in. You're not.
Take their time.
Lots of movement.
Back and forth, trying to find some space just outside the 5-meter line. Looks like Fort Worth's able to retain possession. Little stab kick up over the top. Tries to get it back, but good work from San Antonio. I think that was Caretti that was able to get his hands on it, slid into it, and now they'll try to find some space here on the near side.
Yeah,
the
Burnett.
big fella takes it in with the offload. Ackerson gets driven back. Good work from Fort Worth. Strong tackles there. Send him back, but now into contact again goes Rackley. Shedding off defenders, finally taken down by the legs.
Really good groundwork here from San Antonio. Good support.
Take it through here, Terry Murphy. The prop takes it into contact, just slowing it down, but they knocked it forward in that tackle.
Time off, please.
So
Time
it'll
off,
be
time off.
Fort Worth with the scrum down
Honey,
here.
Black 15 off. You're on.
We do have a couple of, and one more substitution. We'll take the fullback off. Send one on here for San Antonio. Looks like Seguin back in for that front row.
Yeah.
Be able to keep things moving again here with 13 men for San Antonio. They're still pushing forward, though. So much athleticism on the pitch. A well-coached squad has really come to play here today. 47 up on the board.
No, 49.
Excuse me, 49-23 after that last try. Into the hands of Jackson again. Jackson with the offload, but just off the paws there for Fort Worth. And that will do it. San Antonio win this semifinal matchup on the D2 side of things. Punch their ticket to the finals tomorrow afternoon here live on the TRU Rugby channel. It's been a fun match, Jenny. We had a good one there. Back and forth action, but just a little bit too much there from San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio really able to capitalize on all those penalties from Fort Worth. Right, we mentioned it early on in the first half of the match that if Fort Worth was to continue that trend, then it would ultimately lead to their demise. And San Antonio really able to capitalize on all of those and see the try line just a few more times than Fort Worth.
Another 3 tries up on the board in the second half with 14 men for San Antonio. And again, they punched their ticket to tomorrow's D2 final. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a blast. Hope you did as well. We'll step aside and we'll come back for the D3 matchups, or excuse me, some women's matchups here coming up next live on the TRU YouTube channel.